glad to be back.
A husband and father of two is alive tonight thanks to the U.S. Coast Guard and some smart thinking. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kenny Choi.
And I'm Larry Yamada. A scuba dive off Kaena Point turned into a 10-hour fight for survival for an Eva resident. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued Scott Folsom about 2 miles west off Kaena Point at 1 this morning. Scott Folsom was reported missing around 3:30 Sunday afternoon after he failed to meet his friends at a fishing buoy during a dive to collect aquarium fish. And tonight, Folsom is safe and sharing his survival story with KITV4's Shane Enright.
And they hang safety tanks on the lines.
Other than obvious chafing around his neck and knees, Scott Folsom showed no signs of the ordeal he survived the night before. At the U.S. Coast Guard Air Station this afternoon, Folsom picked up his gear recovered when rescuers pulled him out of the waters off of Kaena Point early this morning.
I was very thankful for the Coast Guard, though. They really did an awesome job.
For roughly 10 hours, Folsom battled large swells and strong currents while struggling to stay awake. He says he came within a couple hundred yards from shore before the surf pushed him back out. Instead of getting frustrated, the 49-year-old says he never panicked. He was prepared for the unexpected.
My equipment was intact. I had breathing gas if I needed it. I had flotation. I had a dry suit on, so I wasn't particularly chilly.
But a leak in his dive suit was letting in water, and Folsom says his body's temperature dropped. Folsom separated from his anchor line and couldn't find his way back to the boat.
I wasn't freaking out or worried about it. I just needed to concentrate on what I needed to do to survive, basically.
The Coast Guard launched a search of a 9-mile stretch. Folsom drifted in the dark water for hours as he watched a chopper hovering a short distance away. Crew members were just returning to refuel when they sighted a flashing light.
I was ready for the next time, and it came by, shined it right in the cockpit and kept doing it. And I thought they were going to pass me by, but then they turned and came back around.
Folsom says although his flashlight worked, his communication gear failed. But he stayed calm and thought about his family, waiting for good news.
I was feeling like he wasn't going to come back, and so we were so grateful. I had no idea that that night he'd sleep with me again.
Folsom says he knew he had to return home to keep his word to a very worried wife.
I tell her I always come back to you, don't I?
Yes, he does.
Folsom says his faith also helped to save his life. And on Wednesday, he will celebrate his 50th birthday with his family. Laura.